on here, you know, you guys are definitely taking the initiative to go out there and make it happen or get some sort of value in order to get some insight to shift your business, and you want to make the change. And, you know, I'm out here on Friday night. I can't even tell you guys the last time I went out on a Friday night, to be honest with you, but I'm here because I'm looking for that 4 to 5 people that will take the info from tonight and just run with it. And that's my goal. Honestly, my goal is not just to, obviously it's to impact every single person on this call, but the biggest thing behind my goal is to be able to, in some sort of way, impact you guys so you have an idea about, you know, how to take the info that we have going on tonight to the next level. So real quick, let me see if I can do this. Just having some trouble right now with, okay, cool. All right. So we'll get this whole thing started, guys. I want you, first off, when you're taking, guys, to please take notes, right? Note takers are money makers. Notes are a visual representation of all the hard work that you have. And when you learn this information, you're going to want to, in some sort of way, apply it back into your business and then teach it to your group. Once you can teach it to your group, only then will you be able to reap the rewards of the seeds that you are planting today that are planted in your mind, right? Then you will reap the fruits of your rewards, guys. So like I said, I want you to leave this call with an idea or something that will shift your IML business. Because to be 100% honest with you guys, I've seen so many people get so fired up, right? And the reality is IML and trading has been consistent since the moment that you guys and every single person here has gotten started, right? But the only thing that has changed, right, is your viewpoint or your idea of it, right? And if people can come to grips with that, that will allow every single person on this call to win. The only thing that has changed since you've been involved with IML is your viewpoint or perception of it, okay? So most people understand this, right? And they're super excited of winning, right? Guys, understand that the winners in life, they understand this. You know, when you first got involved with IML, kind of picture that, whether it was a couple months ago, whether it was over a year ago, think about that moment when you first got started. You were probably super excited. You were probably super excited of winning. Your belief level was through the roof. You thought you were going to get rich overnight. Maybe you were excited about becoming a chairman, right? But let's just say if you're even brand new on the call, right? A month later or something or someone directly that was in front of you changed your thinking, right? And made you believe that it was hard, which is completely wrong. Right? That comes back to you not having a firm amount of beliefs in what it is that you're doing, right? Do not allow the beliefs of other people or the lack of vision in other people to shift your course. I understood this when I was first getting started in the industry. The truth is this, right? Business of the 21st century. Everyone in network marketing will be in network marketing in the next 10 or 20 years. It's the most lucrative industry in the entire world. Trading has made more millionaires and more, honestly, has created more millionaires than any other industry in the world. Network marketing has created more 6-figure earners than any other industry in the world. It's the truth. It's the reality, right? In this industry, it's predicted that there will be tens of thousands of millionaires within the next 5 to 10 years, right? And a lot of people don't understand, right? If they only knew where the company was at its timing, IML will break probably about $500 million at the end of 2019, right? The company timing, team-wise, right? Your guys, every single person here is in a position to win. Every single person here is in some sort of level or some sort of position to win, right? Some of you that I'm talking to on this call right now, whether you know it or you don't know it, some of you on this team, on this call right now, will be multiple 6-figure earners or even millionaires. If you're taking the information that you learn every single day from every single different leader, from let's say IML Academy, the trading aspect, if you're taking the business seriously, you're going to win. There was another 7-figure earner that just popped up yesterday, Mr. Ness Vasquez, who has been trading binary options for 6 months. In 6 months, he's now a millionaire. Isn't that crazy? Because he took the business seriously, right? If you're focused on where you're going and not allowing where you're at to distract you from that, right? I feel like I like to say this a lot because I think that if you're a P600 or even a P150 on the call, if you're a P150, you're halfway there. If you're a P600, if you're a P600 on this call right now, you are already a chairman. You're already a six-figure earner. People don't tend to forget that you're already making six figures. All you have to do is duplicate that again. You need to duplicate that 20 more times. You duplicate that 20 more times, you will be a six-figure earner. You will be making over $100,000 a year. It's absolutely insane to think about it like that. Don't be afraid to have some sort of level of posture and confidence, conviction behind the content that you are speaking. Because at the end of the day, if you take this business seriously, it's going to pay you out like a true profession, right? Focus on where you're going and do not allow where you're at to distract you from that. Okay, Holton Buggs. Holton Buggs, his first year in network marketing, only launched 7 people in his business. Holton Buggs now makes over $2 million a month. When Holton Buggs first started network marketing, he first thought that it was the company. Then he thought it was him. Then he thought it was his mentor. Then he thought it was his leaders. Then he was thought that it was anything besides the fact that actually mattered. It wasn't until he realized that it was all based off of what he was doing as an individual and his value, then everything changed for him. Holton Buggs became a multi-millionaire overnight. Overnight. Crazy. Not overnight, but in just a matter of a couple months, because he realized that it was all based off of the daily method of operations of what he was doing as an individual and how developed he was as a person. Throughout the trial and tribulations, though, one thing that I noticed about Holton Buggs, and one thing that he always talks about, is that he says he stayed excited and he always kept his eyes on the prize. He was laser focused. To this day, he has that same mentality. He is just as excited as he was on day 1 versus day 1,052 in network marketing. Do not allow anything to steer away from that clear focus, right? That clarity of intent is what I like to call it, that clarity of intent, and also your excitement. So let's look at another individual in network marketing, or let's say trading, or whatever it is that you want to call it, right? That has made multiple millions of dollars. Alex Morton. Alex Morton, when I first talked to Alex Morton, he told me a story of when he first started network marketing at 22 years old. When Alex started, he never made more than $1,500 a year in network marketing. His first company, he only made $1,500 the whole year, until he started to realize that it was him. He was like, holy shit, I need to fix the way that I'm operating. I need to become more valuable. I need to become more professional. I need to be able to duplicate it more into people. I need to be able to. So if you could think about Alex back then, 9 years ago, almost in this industry, Alex, 9 years, $20 million plus earned, over 20 plus, probably will be 30 million by the end of this year, 30, 40 million, whatever it is. Speaking on Grant Cardone's stages now, 29 years old. But if you look at Alex 8 years ago, he had the same amount of excitement that he has now, doing the same amount of events that he's doing now. He has the same daily method of operations that he's doing now. He's flying to all the same places that he was doing now, right? So understand, like, when it comes to that, keeping that mentality of where you're at right now has nothing to do to where you want to go, right? Keep that mentality, because when I was a P1000 or P600 in college, when I was building this entire business from scratch, when I was frustrated, when I had no idea what I was doing, I had no mentorship, I had nothing, what I focused on at that moment in time was all that mattered was where I was going. It did not have any dictation of where I was at. Where I was at did not matter. All that mattered was where I was going, right? Nobody could say nothing to me. I had a certain level of certainty. I knew exactly what it was and how many people that I needed to help to get to the next level, right? I had a plan of action. So I'm always saying this to people. Try to think back of the first time, that excitement that you got when you first got started. What was your vision of where it was that you were going? Ask yourself that question. What was your vision of where you were going, right? Embody that message, right? Feel it, taste it, believe it, live it. You get what you give. You get what you give in this entire industry, right? I'm not here to really motivate you guys, right? I really don't want like dead weight on the call, to be honest with you. I don't want to waste your time. I don't want to waste my time, right? Being dead weight on a call is being able to take the information that you're going to get from this call today. And after that, honestly, probably going all out tomorrow. And then in the next 2-3 days on Saturday or Sunday, doing absolute nothing. right? That is dead weight. All right. You're not cheating me. You're just cheating yourself when it comes to that aspect, the lack of consistency. But why I'm saying this to you guys is because I don't want you to waste your time, but I want you to understand the urgency behind it. It's no longer a theory, right? We have 10 plus, I think 4 of the top 10 highest paid earners in the world in network marketing are in IML. It is no question that the services work. Everything works. The people in our group are winning. And I promise you that we have one of the largest groups in the entire organization, right? We're going to have multiple 6 and 7 figure earners within the next year. It's not even a question of exactly who, but when, okay? That is the truth. And it blows my mind because a lot of people have expectations that they want to make 6 figures or multiple 5 figures or multiple 4 figures, right? But these expectations to make millions of dollars and not put in the work is just a straight hallucination. One thing that I like to talk about, especially with leaders, and I think that it's such a big subject, is productivity versus activity, right? Look at what you're doing in your daily method of operations, like every single day, from your morning rituals to your daily rituals, and ask yourself the productivity versus the activity level. Posting on social media and somewhat is a productivity, but it's an activity, okay? Going out there and just, let's say, absolutely, like, let's say personally piquing people's interest, sharing the opportunity, and then getting them on a 3-way call, that is productivity, okay? Going out there, getting content all the time, it's productivity, but it's an activity half the time if the productivity stuff is not done, right? Productivity above everything. I remember when I first got started, a lot of people would tend to forget things that were that they would review their entire day. What I used to do is I would review my entire day and I would ask myself how productive I was and what did I do that was an activity, right? So monitor that. Some of the most successful people in the world understand how to monitor that and monitor your expectations versus your hallucinations. I'll give you guys an example. If you're not getting the results that you want right now, right? It's probably because of 4 reasons. You don't believe in IML, you don't believe in the services, you don't believe in the industry, or you don't believe in yourself. Okay, it's one of those 4. Okay, but if I can trace it back, like if I could trace back every single person that plugged into IML and they did or did not have success or did not have the results yet, 99% of the time, it was because they were saying what they want, right? Someone is saying they want this, they want X, Y, Z, but they weren't doing the work or something that reflected that. Let me use myself as an example. I'm going to use myself for an example. When I first got started in network marketing, the first 6 months, I was not taking it seriously. I was not going out there. I was not putting in the work. I wasn't going out there and honestly applying the information that was being taught to me. I was bullshitting for the first 6 months. I didn't treat it like a business. And the reason being was because it was so cheap, right? I was like, you know what? Yeah, this stuff is cool. It's motivating me. I like the community, but for some odd reason, I wasn't taking action. I had limiting beliefs about network marketing. I had limiting beliefs about myself that prevented me to get forward, right? But let me use you another example now. Over time, that developed, that made me grow, right? I outgrew that by self-development and massive action, taking so much action to the point where I could not think about that action. I could not think if it was the right thing. I could not think if it was a bad thing. I could not think if that, whatever it was that I was doing, I just knew that it was going to get me closer to that goal, right? And let me give you another example right now. I want to be a Chairman 100 in the next 5 months. All right. Would that ever be possible if I wasn't making at least 5 calls plus a day, training as many people as possible as I am right now, enrolling as many people as possible as I am right now, traveling to as many places I did before and that I'm currently going to do and that I'm currently going to plan, doing anything that it was possible to get there? It would be physically impossible if I did not do any of those things. Right? So ask yourself this question, guys, when you're on this call and when you're writing out your goals for 2019, you're writing out your goals for the next 30, 60, 90 days. Do your thoughts, your words, and your actions actually line up? Are you congruent with your goals? Right? There are over 200 plus people, probably more in my group right now, making over $1,000 a month residually. Right? That is 100% evidence that you could go out there and do it. If you're a P1000 on this call right now, it's crazy because you're literally already there. All you have to do is duplicate that 11 times and you're at Chairman 10. You're at 6 figures. Crazy,
right? Your main goal, guys, I'm not telling you that you're going to become a millionaire. Maybe you can't even fathom that. Maybe you can't even fathom 6 figures yet. But grow your mind and expand it a little bit bigger in order for you to capture that, right? Because the money in network marketing, the impact in network marketing, it isn't like any other traditional business model, right? It's a global business model, right? This business is bigger and more lucrative than any other traditional business, okay? We're up there with like professional athletes, sports, and dude, sometimes we're even making more money than rapper money. I know Alex Morton right now is making more money than 90% of rappers, quote unquote, in the game. So if you want to make it to the big leagues, right, and you have no plan or direction, you're hallucinating. So what I recommend to every single person here is if you really want to build a massive business or go out there and be a massive trader, have some sort of plan. Figure out the conference calls, the meetings, the scheduled calls that you have to do every single day and how well you are developing yourself. If you are a networker, right? If you are a trader, mark up 30 minutes to an hour of charts every single day. Figure out your risk management. Figure out more about fundamental news. Research that. Research your own strategy that you're going to apply and plug yourself into the services, right? You can't cheat the grind though. It's just the truth. You cannot treat the grind. You have to study this like a craft. Treat this business like a business, right? And you ask yourself, do you have belief, right? Do you have the belief that it is going to work for you, right? Because the people in your group, or maybe even you, maybe you could ask yourself this question, are you going all in, right? Because the people that have the belief and the people that are going all in, those are the people that are going to have the results. Right? And if there's people, or if you're not going all in right now, you have to identify exactly what is preventing you from going all in or preventing you from having that level of belief that puts you at a certain level of certainty that no one can even move you, right? So if there's people in your group that aren't going all in, it's because they lack belief. Figure out where that lack of belief stems from, right? And become engaged in that. So what I focus on a lot sometimes, and some leaders will see it in my group, is what I would do is I actually go to certain leaders and I try to pinpoint and mentor and identify exactly what limiting beliefs is holding this person back from his next rank, from the next level, from going all in, right? And give that level of belief and certainty to them, right? As per an example, bro, to be 100% honest with you, I know where I am. I know where I'm going. I'm more certain than anything else. I'm more certain and people can see that. That's why I'm talking about certainty. And how does that happen? How does that certainty come? It comes from development and association, right? So real quick, one thing I want to talk about today is development, right? That's why we're on this call today. We're developing in our develop group, right? Why is development important, guys? To be 100% real with you, law of income, the amount of value that you add to the marketplace is the amount of value that you will get compensated for, right? How valuable and developed you come will dictate your entire income. If you get lucky, maybe you'll get a little bit, like maybe people that go out there and become successful, and their value and their income outweighs their value, eventually they'll fall. Eventually their income will come right back down. You hear about it all the time. You hear about all these players, not just like, let's say sports players that have horrible money management skills and have no real value sometimes, because when it comes to that aspect, so they'll make tens of millions of dollars and then they'll be broke in just a couple years. You'll hear about it with people in the lottery. Right? People that will win the lottery, sometimes it's the worst thing that could happen to them because their money management skills are so bad and their value and their income outweighed their value and their income completely drops. All right. So why I'm saying this is developing you guys yourself. I want to give you guys 4 things to honestly go over. If you have any type of free time within this weekend, you could take it. You could take it for yourself. You can honestly listen to it while you're in the car. Stop listening to music. Okay, when I was in this entire business, I was addicted to, in every single car ride, listening to a new audiobook, listening to a new webinar, listening to an old webinar, listening to my own opportunity calls or somebody else's opportunity calls to learn this entire thing, right? So first thing I'm going to give to you guys is building your network marketing business. Okay, that's by Jim Rohn. I definitely recommend all you guys to listen to it on SoundCloud. It's going to change your life. Okay, building your network marketing business is your blueprint to going out there and creating a 6-figure income and this is how I did it at 22 years old. All right, guys, almost $500,000 in earnings at 22 years old. I am nobody special. I'm just the exact same kid that had a vision in a college dorm room about a year and a half ago. And then I made it to a penthouse in Arizona about a year and a half later. Now I've traveled half the entire country, but all that happened just from the development and the same books and things that I read. So if you guys can understand that, I just believed a little bit bigger and a little bit faster, but I also read the books. I developed myself and I applied it, right? Read the stuff, but don't become a personal development zombie, right? Develop yourself, take massive action, and you're going to get results. So number one is Building Your Network Marketing Business by Jim Rohn. Number two, if you're taking notes, guys, it's The Art of Recruiting by Art Williams. And number three, The Compound Effect by Darren Hardy. And number four is Think and Grow Rich by Napoleon Hill. One of the best books that I definitely recommend when it comes to developing one's self. Honestly, it might be a lot of information. You guys might not honestly understand Think and Grow Rich. It might be a little bit too much. I don't recommend it for the brand newest person. The only reason I say that is because, to be honest with you, it's something that a lot of people probably have never seen before or have never heard of before or any of that stuff. So yeah, guys, it's a lot of information, but sorry for this question. What's the best way to retain all of it? I know repetition. Guys, I'm going to answer questions at the end. Okay. I appreciate it. I just went off a little bit just because honestly, I feel like I need to bring the energy back. I have that same passion. I have that same vision. Honestly, I've been reviewing over the last couple of months, over the last couple of weeks. I'm building right now just as hard as I was building back when I was a P150. Right? I believe I am a P150 right now. Chairman 25, it's very easy for me to get comfortable. But to be honest with you, I still have that same passion, that same drive that drove me from the dorm rooms on sleeping on floors, literally having to sometimes honestly do some fucked up shit to get food, right? But I have that same passion, that same vision, and I just want to give you guys that same energy because I feel like it's a disservice in order to do that. So now let me give you guys 10 traits of great leaders. Right? 10 traits of great leaders, right? So honestly, leadership is like a huge thing. Leadership development is huge. I'm speaking mostly to people here that are not necessarily brand new, but in that mid-core, mid-level leadership, P600, P1000, P2000. Understand, guys, exemplified leadership. John C. Maxwell talks about the 5 levels of leadership, which is a huge thing, a huge concept that you should definitely look up and you should definitely read just because it talks about your leadership skills will dictate where you end up in this world. So let's talk about 10 great traits of a leader. So number one, the first 10 great traits of a leader is ambition. All right. So great leaders boldly drive forward. Great leaders boldly will always tend to drive forward. They will always look for some sort of level of progression. Okay. Passionately rising to new heights and clearing the path for those who follow. So ambition is huge, right? Having some sort of great ambition, being able to clear the path for others who follow. How I would explain that for people would be like, okay, cool. Let's say if it's difficult, when we first got started in IML, right? There was no videos, there was no trainings, there was no call schedule, there was no webinars, there was no web analyzer tool, right? Great leaders in this company paved the way, clearing the path for those that have followed. Before, when I got involved with IML, do you understand how hard it was to learn Forex? There was nothing. We were learning off YouTube videos and we were getting scammed on the internet, right? That's what was going on before we were learning Forex. The advantages that people have today, that they have 6-figure and 7-figure traders telling them when to buy and sell in the market, it blows my mind that people don't have results. Right? But great followers boldly move down the path, making the most of the opportunities afforded to them by the leaders, right? Become a great follower in order to become a great leader. It's the truth. It's the reality, right? I was a great follower before I ever became a great leader. I'm still a follower. I'm still a student. I'm still always learning. I'm still always growing, but all this starts with some sort of level of ambition, right? Number 2 is patience. Okay. I remember that Gary Vee would always talk about patience, always talking about it with a group of people. And he'd be like, man, 99% of every single one of us here lack the patience, right? Understand, guys, when you plant the tree and you plant the seed, right? The last thing to be taken from that seed is the fruits from a fruit tree. Right? The last thing you're going to get from the seed is the fruits. So understand, have patience. The only reason some people here don't lack patience is because they feel like they have something to prove, right? Great leaders don't do this. They use the wheel of times to their advantage. They understand compounds, right? This is why I'm talking to you guys about like daily method of operations, like 2 to 5 exposures a day. I'm not telling you guys to hit up 50 people a day. I'm not telling you guys to mark up 50 charts a day. I'm telling you guys that over time, you will become wealthy. 2 to 4 years to set yourself up for 40 years financially free forever, right? That comes from seeing it long-term, from having the depth of vision long-term, from seeing yourself at millionaire status at 6 figures, seeing it, tasting it, believing it, feeling it, understanding what that person would do. Like what I used to always tell to every leader is like, think of that 6-figure you. What does that 6-figure you look like, smell like, taste like? What does he believe in? What is his daily method of operations? What does that person look like to you? And embody that person, right? But understand that comes with patience. It all comes with patience. So great followers are methodical and deliberate. Trust and understand that steady paces will actually deliver better than anything else. So patience is key. That's what another thing great leaders have. 3 is humility. So great leaders are energized, not by being right, but rather the entire team reaching some level of success, right? Or seeing some sort of pinnacle of success. So what I'm saying by this, guys, is humility is a big thing. I truly believe humility is God's test in order to give you more, or honestly not give you more, right? I honestly, guys, I've been a humble man and I've been a non-humble man when I first got involved, not just in entrepreneurship, just in trading and any other aspect. Humility is huge, okay? Understand that where you're at is not 100% due to you. Nobody in life is self-made, right? Everyone there's a bunch of people that come to a core of a person's success, just like me. All right, understand, guys. I understand that I am not this ever great, spectacular speaker, leader, or marketer. Yes, I've done some amazing things, but it came with also another amazing leaders, a great family, a great supportive system, great mentors that came along my way. So never lose who you are. Always have humility. Number 4 is humor, right? Why I put humor here is great leaders never take anything too seriously, especially themselves. You know, knowing well to understand and kind of congruent within an environment is like the biggest thing. So great leaders always have some sort of sense of humor in order to break the ice, okay? I tend to do this sometimes when I'm doing calls, right? I'll say something funny, I'll say something stupid, and the reason I do that is because I want to lighten up the mood or grab people's attention. So humor is a big thing. 5 is vision, right? Great leaders are able to see ahead. They're able to see the future, right? They have a crystal clear language of the future. They have a plan for every single person to get there. All right. So what kind of vision do you have right now? You could ask yourself as a leader, like, what is your vision? My vision is 10 Chairman 10s by May 30th, 2019. 10 Chairman 10s by May 30th, 2019. I don't know how it's going to happen. I don't know where it's going to come or how it's going to come, but that is my vision of the future. That is my great vision of the entire future. So what is your vision? Is your vision just about yourself, or is it about your group? Is it about certain people, right? Because people follow other people that know where it is that you're going or know where it is they're going. They won't listen to you if you don't have that grand vision of the future, right? Number 6 is tolerance. Great leaders accept that they are individuals who thrive best when allowed to choose their own approach and risk and happiness, right? Tolerance in this industry is huge, right? So I think honestly, like, you have to tolerate a lot of stuff, okay? I think that as a leader, you're going to have to put up with a lot of bullshit. And I'll give you guys an example. I've had to put up with so much stuff because I understand that it's for the greater good. I understand that it's for the greater acceptance of the team, right? So when you tolerate certain things in your business, like as a leader, pressures will be applied to you. People will always ask, and rarely give. People will do a lot. So it's like, you've got to understand that you have to tolerate a lot of different things as a leader, but it all pays off because a leader is there meant to serve you, right? I'm here on this call just to give you guys value in order to serve you guys. I don't want to boss you guys around. I don't want to tell you to do this. I'm here to serve you guys. That's what great leaders are here. They're here to serve you. So that's why we have to tolerate certain things as leaders. All right. So have tolerance. All right. Grow that patience. right? You have to be patient and you grow that tolerance. It's a huge thing, right? Number 6 is compliance. Great leaders play by the rules, okay? They have some sort of level of respect in order for sustainability. I understood this at a very young age when I was 20 years old, right? I'm not going to lie to you guys. When I was younger, I was kind of a degenerate. And when you're in a degenerate in society and you lack the maturity and you lack a certain level of discipline or honestly seriousness and some sort of level of success, right? When you don't tend to play by the rules, but you try to bend by the rules, even being a rebel will kind of help you lose respect or not build any type of sustainability when you become a leader, right? That comes with like compliance, comes with like, let's say integrity, right? Having the right moral balance, the right integrity, the right moral compass in this entire business is like honestly the biggest thing in order to sustain a long-term business, guys. There's a lot more rewards in going out there and doing things the right way, right? And honestly, a lot more rewards when you become a matured, level-headed adult in this entire industry. I remember I used to say to every single person, right? Become 35 or 40 years old as quickly as possible. I know we have a lot of millennials on this call, but it's like, if you can become 35 or 40-year-old, and I don't mean like in that aspect, but I mean like discipline wise, judgment wise, like if you can come to that level of agreement with yourself and just think at an older pathway, you'll be able to attract higher level aces, higher level leaders, influencers on your team. You know what I'm saying? Because when I was a kid in this industry at 21 years old, at $5,000 a month, I was still a kid. I'm not going to lie to you guys. I was at 20. I hit Chairman 25 at 21, but I was 20 years old making $5,000 a month. And I was still a kid. I was still kind of like not necessarily mature-minded enough in order for the big money to come to me. And when I matured in every aspect of my life was when Chairman 25 came. And I'm still maturing as a man, and that maturity level and that Wiseman, that education, that growth never stops. But it's like the moment you're able to make that quantum leap in that level of discipline, maturity, and seriousness, like it's like that will take you to grand leaps in this entire industry. Right? Number 8 is courage. Courage. Great leaders blaze a trail in the dark and shed their own light, despite knowing the terrors that lurk around the corner. All right. Courage just goes hand in hand with confidence. All right. Courage goes hand in hand with confidence, right? Fortunes favor the brave. Fortunes favor the brave. Okay. It's the brave and the courageous people in this society that lead the way to innovation. They lead the way to something that has never been done before. Don't be afraid to take risks. The biggest risk is not taking the risks, right? Go out there, take massive action. Don't even think about the risk. All right. Don't think about what it is that you're doing. Have the courage enough to believe that it's possible for yourself. That is one thing I always tell to every single leader, right? When they're involved in this entire business. Number 9 is accountability. Accountability. Huge subject, guys, right? Accountability. Great leaders take full accountability when their team fails, regardless of where the mistakes were made or whose performance was substandard. Number 9, accountability. Great leaders take full accountability when their team fails, regardless of where the mistakes were made or whose performance was substandard. Understand, guys, it all faults on a leader. It all faults on you. It's not because of your team. It's not because of this person didn't get me on a 3-way call. This person doesn't plug me in. All right. If it's meant to be, it's up to me. Hold yourself fully accountable. The greatest leaders in the entire world always take full-blown responsibility for everything. And even though it can fucking hurt, what it's going to do, it's going to level you up as a person in every single aspect. I'll give you guys an example. When I first started IML, I had a trading background, and I started building so much that I forgot about the trading, and then I had to go back into trading. And then because my team was not plugged into the system properly, so I was trying to plug them into the system properly, but then they weren't trading properly. So then I had to trade them on that aspect. Then I went back to building, built that up. Then I had to train somebody else in order to trade. Then we had to build that back up, and then we had to find other traders to trade that team. And grow. One thing that I noticed that differentiates the amateurs from the professionals is they will take accountability and they will find it. I don't know if Matthew Cruz is on this call. I'll give him a shout out. Matthew Cruz, Prime example, wasn't making profits in the beginning, had no idea about trading, lacked not the confidence, but just a little bit of the belief behind the trading stuff. Found a way, found it, made it happen for himself and his team. He said, fuck it. If nobody else is going to teach me how to do this, if I don't have the full-blown advantage, I'm going to take advantage. I'm going to plug it in every session. I'm going to trade. I'm going to demo until I become profitable, and I will be that trader for my team. I'm already that marketer for my team. I will be the trader for that team. Another example, in Europe, this guy named Raiko, I don't know if he's on here. He's on my team. He was like a plat 1,000, almost a plat 2,000, right? Built up his team all the way up to 70 people, right? Found out that nobody was trading, and the traders that were trading weren't necessarily trading. So he was just like, you know what? All this is bullshit. I'm going to go a little bit off of the marketing. I'm going to go all in with trading for a little bit. Now he's the top trader for his entire team, averaging 300 to 500 pips every single month. And every other, let's say it's somebody else in my group, will tell me that they're plugging in and they're not having results. They're not having profits. How is that possible when 99% of people have the results? When 99% of people have profits with trading or even with marketing? It's not a question, right? Great leaders hold themselves fully accountable when anything goes wrong, regardless of whatever happens, right? So honestly, guys, the last and final thing that I'm going to talk about today is gratitude, all right? Gratitude. Great leaders demonstrate appreciation loudly, and often those who give to themselves support the entire group's success, guys. Great leaders demonstrate appreciation loudly and often to those who give themselves the support of the group's success, guys. So honestly, gratitude is the greatest multiplier, all right? And ungratitude is the biggest disqualifier. I'll say that one more time. Gratitude is the biggest multiplier. Ungratitude is the biggest disqualifier, right? When you're grateful for certain things in your life, even at where you're at right now, right? Grateful for the setbacks, grateful for the blessings, grateful for the journey, right? When you're grateful for certain things in your life, what you're allowing is the world to give you more things to be grateful for. You're attracting that. All energy attracts equal. It's the truth, guys. It's the fact, it's the reality, right? What I'm saying to you guys isn't nonsense. It's the same thing that Alex Morton has said. Alex has made $20 million. It's the same thing David Amonitye has said. David Amonitye is the fourth highest paid earner in the entire world right now. It's the same thing Bob Proctor has said. And from Bob Proctor, what he learned from Jim Rohn, and what from Jim Rohn said, Jim Rohn learned from Napoleon Hill, what Napoleon Hill said. Napoleon Hill learned from Andrew Carnegie. Andrew Carnegie learned from Nikola Tesla. Nikola Tesla learned from even some of the greatest, even people from the Bible, right? All this stuff that I'm saying has been passed out for thousands and thousands of years, right? If you don't fully understand it or grasp it, do more research on it, right? Do more research. But what I'm saying to you is what's helped me produce millions of dollars in revenue, helped me generate hundreds of thousands of dollars at a young age and time. Research this shit. Find out. Go look up Your Wish is Your Command. Go look up the Divine Matrix. Go look up this information and your mind will be blown. So the last and final thing that I'm going to play for you guys, honestly, I actually was learning this from Greg Braden. Actually, I don't even think I want to play for you guys because I'm honestly late. I have another call that I have to do. And honestly, I've been going ham on this call for the last couple of minutes just because I've been so slammed and jam-packed with a bunch of stuff. But what I'm going to do right now is kind of open it up for a Q&A for a solid, just honestly 5 to 10 minutes. And then after that, I'm going to have to stop this entire call just because I have another call that I need to hop on. But I'm going to open up for a Q&A. I'm going to stop this recording, but I appreciate y'all and we'll get it going, guys.